Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we've got a quick interview profile with Derek Muhney. Derek is Director of Marketing and National Sales at Coinsource. And for those of you who don't know, Coinsource is the largest cryptocurrency ATM company in the US. And their ATMs are literally everywhere. I had no idea about this until the interview, but right now there are 2 Coinsource ATMs within a 15-mile radius of my location. That's wild. During our conversation, Derek walks me through the general value and use cases for Bitcoin ATMs and why they're becoming more popular by the year. So, without further ado, here's my interview with Coinsource's Derek Muhney. Hey, Derek, what's up?
Hey Dave, how's it going?
Pretty good. So, got a few questions for you. Wanted to ask about Coinsource. First off, how, when, and why was Coinsource started?
Coinsource was started almost 5 years ago in 2015 when the founders realized that there was such a demand for buying and selling cryptocurrencies using cash. Our CEO, Sheffield Clark, he came from a traditional ATM ownership background. Our Chief Product Officer, Travis Goff, worked extensively in the cryptocurrency sphere previously, and Bobby Sharp was a very experienced entrepreneur, and they all identified the space as a truly strategic opportunity for a business.
And what about you? Where did you come from?
My background's in CRM and marketing. I've worked for a couple startups. One was a mobile relationship management software program. That CEO was the co-inventor of ACT right now. So I had previously worked with Sheffield Clark and Bobby Sharp on another business deal. So it was really exciting to have the opportunity to kind of join the team with them again.
Yeah. So just getting down to Coinsource's product, a cryptocurrency ATM. Can you explain the argument for why people would buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies from an ATM as opposed to an online exchange?
First and foremost, it's simply cash. With online exchanges, you got to enter your banking information, your credit card information before you can even buy or sell anything. That leaves out a huge percentage of the population that's unbanked or underbanked. With Bitcoin ATMs, not only are your transactions instantaneous, that's another part, where as soon as you put the cash in the kiosk, you bought Bitcoin. Some exchanges make you wait literally weeks before you can even take possession of your funds. But also Bitcoin ATMs are the solution for both the unbanked and underbanked, given that we don't require any banking information or debit cards. They're also the solution for those with bank accounts who'd rather just prefer the fast and, much faster and easier, tangible route of buying and selling instantly, as opposed to having to wait those, like I said, up to a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. The unbanked, I think, is something I overlooked. That makes a lot of sense there. So can you sort of, I know there's a Coinsource ATM in downtown Nashville, which is where I'm located right now. Can you sort of walk me through the process of buying Bitcoin on a Coinsource ATM?
Yeah, sure. The process, it's super simple. We offer a real easy one-time online account enrollment at coinsource.net where you can create your account with us. The whole thing takes less than a few minutes. Then all you have to do is enter in your phone number once you're at the kiosk, and you're pretty much off and running. The entire process is lightning fast. I mean, the transaction process itself takes less than 60 seconds. But so once you create an account with Coinsource, again, you walk up to the machine, you'd enter in your phone number, you get a 2-factor authenticator code, text message to you, you enter that in. Then the machine gets, right down to business. What would you like to buy? How much would you like to buy? Insert your cash. You can scan your wallet address. You can also enter it manually if you don't have the QR code with you. And after that, you get a text message receipt sent to you, as well as your choice of a printed receipt or an emailed receipt as well. And the whole thing, like I said, takes less than 60 seconds once you're at the kiosk. It's super fast.
And what are the ways people can store their crypto once they buy it from a Coinsource ATM? What's like the typical way, and then what are all the other ways?
So we see a multitude of ways. The majority of people, I would say, is they just use the wallet app of their choice. A lot of people send their funds to an exchange afterwards to buy other cryptocurrencies. There's the hardware wallet approach as well. So we pretty much see a wide array of what people do as far as where they store their funds and how they store their funds.
Yeah, and from what I understand, Coinsource operates and owns all the ATMs it deploys. Um, do you guys foresee an opportunity to have other people buy in, sort of as a franchise deal?
It's definitely something we're looking into. Currently, we're the sole owner operator of all of our kiosks. We're the only operator to develop in-house proprietary, super robust software, which consists not only of our operating system, but our state-of-the-art and industry-leading KYC, AML, and IDV technology. That's Know Your Customer, anti-money laundering, and identification verification. But it is definitely something that we're looking into. Yes.
Yeah, and you guys are one of the only companies that has or at least ATM companies that I'm aware of that has a BIT license, meaning you can operate in New York State. And I was just curious, how has Coinsource managed to navigate through all the regulatory hurdles that means getting a BIT license?
Well, when we obtained the BIT license, we were the very first Bitcoin ATM operator in the world to get that. So we're definitely very, very proud of that. And we've been compliance centric from day one and dollar one. All of our customers under our software, they have to create an account with us and they have to verify their identity. And we've just invested a lot of time and staff and money, quite frankly,
Uh-huh.
into being federally licensed, nationally regulated, and we are truly the leader in KYC and AML technology and compliance and verification in the industry.
Yeah, and I was just thinking as far as location strategy goes, what are you guys looking for when you're thinking about placing a Bitcoin ATM somewhere?
Well, we get pretty granular with our location procurements throughout a whole wide array of information and data to determine the optimum spot for our kiosks. I'm a very data-driven guy myself, so fortunately for us, we've got the largest footprint across the country. We're in 40 states currently, including New York, given that we've got the BIT license from the NYDFS. And we're definitely on path for all 50 states by the end of this year.
Yeah, and when you're thinking about like putting an ATM somewhere, can you walk me through the process that you guys go through before how you decide the correct place to put an ATM?
Well, there's some proprietary methods that we use, but we also really love getting the feedback from our customers. We've got people constantly messaging us in. We're also one of the only operators, if not the only operator, I'm not sure, but that has live 7-day customer support. And so we've got people messaging us in daily asking, when are you going to come to this city? When are you going to come to this city or state? And we really take a look at population size and kind of see what the demand is there in those regions. And we definitely like to launch machines and satisfy those demands.
Yeah, you might not know this off the top of your head, but I was just curious. Is there are you aware of like where the highest trafficked Coinsource ATM is?
Well, I'd say that New York is definitely obviously being as large as it is. New York is one of our largest markets. California, Texas. I'd say those are our top three states.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm curious, are there any ATMs in kind of unusual locations that just happen to have a lot of Bitcoin buyers?
We recently expanded into Washington State. That's been those machines have been doing really well. We've been getting such great positive feedback from our customers there in Washington. I recently placed some machines in Montana as well. So a lot of states that we're thinking or assuming that we were just going to stay in, large markets. We actually have got Coinsource kiosks probably within 15 minutes of a good 75% of the U.S. population. There's a Coinsource kiosk around. So we're not only satisfying the primary cities, but secondary cities and even further out than that.
Okay. And what's Coinsource's plans for the future development and growth of Bitcoin ATMs?
Well, we are on a rapid growth rate, so we're just going to keep continuing down that path. Within the past 90 days, we've added 88 machines.
Wow.
In the past 180 days, it's been over 100. We've gone into 15 new states in that same time frame, and are in a total of 40 states. So our total kiosk count is over 300 right now. So our projection for even just the next 30 days is an additional 30 to 50 machines, and 2 more states as well. So we are in a rapid growth, and are just loving it.
Cool. And final question. This is just the moonshot. Derek, for you personally, what do you think the end of year Bitcoin price will be?
So we've got kind of a running bet going in the office right now with our CEO.
Yeah.
And, so end of this year is not the bet, but what I can say is that we do see a 6-figure Bitcoin price by 2021. So.
Wow. Okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah, let's hope so, right?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on the Bitcoin Magazine podcast to talk. And good luck. Keep us in touch with what happens in the future with Coinsource. Sounds like you guys have been busy.
Will do, Dave. Yeah, definitely appreciate you having me on the show today, and we look forward to definitely talking again.
All right. Take care, Derek.
You too, Dave. Thanks.
Bye. The Bitcoin Magazine podcast is a BTC Media produced podcast on the Let's Talk Bitcoin network. You can find us on Twitter at Bitcoin Magazine, and you can find out about other engaging shows we produce by subscribing to our feed on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.